What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. Now, I want to talk about a couple of things in this video. Starting off, I want to talk about Dillian Whyte. There's a question going around that I've seen on several channels, and several people had a lot to say about this subject, which is Dillian Whyte taking this rematch too soon? Now, I look at this. We don't know, but personally, he sounds confident, okay? And there's a pro and con, okay, to what he said. You know, the pro, with his confidence, him saying, man, it was one of them things, man, I just got caught. I don't need to change anything. I know what I have to do, and trust me, I'm going to get it done next time. Now, just because you say that doesn't mean it's going to happen, but he sounds confident. He sounds positive. I saw, comments that Andy Ruiz and other people made, and, oh, stop acting like a victim. What is he act? How is he acting like a victim? I don't get that. The man basically got knocked out. He was winning the fight. Definitely was ahead, way ahead. And he got caught with a shot and got knocked out. So, I mean, at the end of the day, maybe that's a fight. I guess Andy's trying to talk up, himself into a fight. Should he beat Povetkin? So maybe, okay, well, he is a mandatory. So, he's fighting to get his mandatory spot back. So if he gets his mandatory spot back, Andy Ruiz won't have anything to do with any of that. Andy Ruiz would be in the rearview mirror, at least for a little while. Anyways, all of those things that people are saying, taking shots, that's just the petty side of it. But when you get knocked out, we've seen situations where a guy gets knocked out and he's never the same after that. I mean, when Manny Pacquiao got knocked out, I remember Bernard Hopkins was very vocal. And a whole lot of other people were saying, you don't come back from knockouts like that, right? The so-called experts, y'all have to call them the experts. Oh, you just don't come back. He's not going to be the same. You don't come back from knockouts like that. And Manny bounced back with no problem. Okay. We've also seen fighters like Roy Jones was never the same after he got knocked out. There's been several fighters, several guys, man. We won't know until he gets back in there. I mean, it's not like he got the thing people got to understand, it's not like he went in there and got an ass whooping. He just got knocked out in a fight that he was clearly winning the fight. So it's not like he was in there taking loads of punishment. He was dishing out the majority of the punishment. So we won't know until Dillian Whyte gets in there and fight. Now, the con of what I said, of what he said, is exactly what he said. I don't need to change anything. There are some things that I wouldn't advise him to do in the rematch. Like, I would stay off the ropes, and Dillian can fight off the ropes. We've seen him do it at times. But defensively, Dillian, sometimes he gets a little careless. And he, like I said in the last video, he does this thing where he puts his guards up, and then he kind of like ducks down and stands straight up, which is a definite no-no. And Povetkin, being, a crafty veteran like he is, he can take advantage of those things, man. Just like he knocked him out. We know Dillian loved to throw that damn hook. We know he loved to throw, especially that left hook. We know he loved to throw those hooks. It wasn't a lucky punch, man. He timed that. He scouted that. So it doesn't matter if you're winning 12 straight rounds and then all of a sudden in the 12th round you get knocked out. We've seen it happen before. We've seen guys finish a fight, both eyes swollen shut, cut, lips bust up, nose bust up. Motherfucker couldn't even see and still won. So we've seen that happen. I think that a lot of people are overreacting. I think a lot of people, they're just happy, and it's mostly the American fans, man, the majority of them. They're just happy that Dillian Whyte lost, and it's like they're trying to rub it in, and that's the petty side of things. That doesn't change anything, Dillian Whyte can't focus on the things that people are saying. He has to focus on coming back, just like when Deontay got his ass whooped. He had to focus and get back. It's not about what everybody else is saying. When AJ got his ass whooped, AJ had to focus on what happened, on what he has to do. What happened, I got to correct that. And that's what it boils down to. It's not about, the rumors and all of that. Now, we will see. You know, there's no way for us to know that right now. You know, but that question, because he got knocked out with one shot. But like I said, you guys always say it only takes one punch in the heavyweight division. We all know that. But then when it happens, you guys are like, he got knocked out with one punch. Well, Povetkin can't crack. And you get caught with a clean shot. We've seen Lennox Lewis get knocked out with one punch. When he got knocked out by Oliver McCall and when he got knocked out by Hakeem Rockman, it was both one shot. It happens. You know, so we'll see how he bounced back. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, I'll put up 2 videos in reference to Lance Pugmire. He tweeted, it wasn't a video, he tweeted. Blue Blood did a video about it, which I played the video so you guys can hear it for yourself. When I do breakdowns, I made it into 2 parts. Now, let me say this, man. In those videos, one of the funniest things that, to me, is when you hear people talk and they say that somebody is wrong for doing the same exact thing that they do. And they're in the same exact seat, the same exact position. This, okay, and let me speak for me. Anything I say, if I say something, I stand by it. So what? I don't say something and then take it back like, oh, I mean, if you're wrong about something, be a man, hey, I was wrong. But I'm talking, I don't say things off of emotion. I speak from what I see and what I understand. And I make those things known. I don't go on and say things as if they're facts if I don't know what I'm talking about. So I will say, well, it was said, or I think, or I believe. So you know, this is not something that's solid. Okay? But one thing, okay, that people need to stop doing is being puppets, man, and being drawn in to where whatever the argument, the debate, or whatever it was, whatever you want to call it, the basis of that, okay, when they start to try to get away from that, the problem is you guys follow right behind them and you let them get away with that. Let me give you an example, okay? Because in those videos, the one thing that I point out, and all you have to do is listen. Your boys like to say, they made all these allegations, right? They talked all of this stuff about Glovegate. We have proof. We have evidence. We have proof. The doctor's going to speak. The photographer's going to speak. All these things. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. None of it happens, right? So what ends up happening is like,
did you know Geico is now offering
they know
50%?
that they're losing their grip on all of that. So now it's like, okay, let's turn the focus onto something else. One thing that Blue Blood said in this video was that I spoke to Deontay Wilder. We know he speaks to Deontay, that he has access. But my whole point was always, he's not repeating anything that Deontay Wilder said, so it doesn't make a difference what Deontay said. And if he did say anything, and he don't want anybody to say it, why would anybody want to be a little snitch bitch and want to go back and say, well, Deontay said no? Because if he's not saying anything, why would you? Right? That's any motherfucker. Any of them. What I'm saying is, when you start saying, we got proof and we got this and we got that and yada yada, now all this time goes by, nothing you said was going to happen. So now let's change our song now. Let's change our tune and start focusing on this. And you guys follow right behind them and don't think, wait, hold up, wait. I hear what you're saying, brother, but you did say you had proof. This is not about, what he said and this one said and that. No, it's not coming from another end, from your end. You said, and you guys don't hold them accountable to that. Because what was funny in the video is Blue Blood said, he said, every time Deontay Wilder says anything, people misconstrue what he says. And they turn it to something else. That's why he's being selective with who he talks to. First off, he's not talking to anybody. He's not even talking to you. Not about what you're talking about with this Glovegate and all that, which is what the focus was, right? Now, with that, he completely took y'all and did a Houdini magic trick right in front of y'all. He did a Jedi mind game to y'all. Y'all didn't even realize that. Think about it. Every time Deontay Wilder says anything, Deontay Wilder hasn't said jack shit. It's all of these channels that's saying it. You motherfuckers are saying this shit. And we're saying, where are you getting this from? Because Deontay's not saying shit. And like I said, videos, probably 5-6 videos ago, if Deontay Wilder is telling these guys anything, they don't have to say, I think, I believe, but it seems like, well, it looks to me as if, see, people are very opinionated, but their opinions, they want it to be facts. And what's happening is, they don't want the truth or the narrative to be whatever this guy, Lance Pugmire, is saying. Let's be realistic, right? How can anybody sit and tell you what Deontay, even if Deontay Wilder says he wasn't depressed, how the fuck you know he's telling the truth? I've known people that committed suicide, seemed like they were perfectly fine, and all of a sudden, bang, hung themselves, cut the throat. You know what I mean? Took a bottle of pills or something. You didn't see it coming. Then there's times where something happens and you go, damn, I knew something wasn't right, you know. So what I'm saying, it was never, look, from day one, my thing, Deontay definitely made the costume comment, which he said he didn't say that. Come on, bro. I'm not even gonna dig into that. But what I want to get across is everything that these guys have been saying. All this shit about a dent in the man head, poison water, Mark Breland being fired, floppy glove, unpadded glove, loaded glove. None of it came from Deontay Wilder. All of this came. All of this has came. All of this has came from these channels. So now, now Blue Blood said he spoke to Deontay, right? So why do you think he's changing his tune? Deontay don't want to talk about this bullshit. It was never coming from Deontay. So now, to save himself the object of embarrassment, any of them, yeah, we're going to change this from Glovegate and start to focus more on how people twist Deontay's words. No, we ain't twist nothing Deontay said. We know exactly what Deontay said. Which, aside from the heavy costume and leg complications backstage before he came out, and he doesn't see Tyson Fury as the champ, and he's going to rise like a phoenix from the ashes. That's all he said. That's all he said. Everything that we have been hearing have been coming from these guys with these channels, which is exactly what I have been telling you guys. Like I said, once, especially with that Mark Breland situation, I said, okay, later today, I should hear something. And I watched the sports channels, nothing. Next day, nothing. I said, ain't no way in hell. No. So now they're trying to flip it like, oh, they always twist Deontay's. No. We heard Deontay loud and clear, and you're wrong. You're wrong. And Counterpunch also did a video. Kurt DeVille, he did a video, and it was Dante's Boxing Nation, and some guy, I forget, whatever he calls his fucking self, some fighter who's supposed to have been a sparring partner or whatever to Tyson Fury, hasn't fought in 4 years. He was talking about how your body, he's been abusing his body for like 10 years. You don't just get better and stronger and all of a sudden, yada yada. And then he said Tyson Fury was 38 years old. I just sat there and started giggled my ass off. Yeah, 38. Damn, he aged quick. Last I checked, he was 32. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, that's just a mistake. People, you got to get your facts straight. Blue Blood said Deontay Wilder never said that, oh, he lost the fight because of his costume. No, bullshit. He said the costume was heavy, it weakened his legs. What the fuck are you talking about? He said it weakened his fucking legs. So if you had no legs, what are you saying? He clearly said that. This is not something we're making up. So when they can take something that was actually factual, that the guy that they're protecting said, and tell you that he didn't say that, and you sit there and eat it up, man. There's nothing else I can say to you to make you really see the truth. You see what you want to see. But at the end of the day, it's like, damn, you guys grown men or you little kids, man. You let these people string you along telling you lies and false information. The man clearly said he's 38, and it's on Kurt DeVille's channel. It's his video. I was watching, I'm listening, I'm like, yeah, It's so funny. When I did my videos, about Deontay, you know, the Lance Pugmire situation. What was funny was because when I first saw the video, with Blue Blood, I watched like the first minute or two, if that, and I said, oh wait, I don't even want to watch the whole thing. Let it play, and I'm going to do my video and narrate through. Give my, not so much narrate, but you know, I'm going to give my take on what I'm hearing. And I'm so used to these guys being biased and making up stuff and saying things that's like, okay, like I feel you on this, I feel you on that, but that, okay, whatever. But this is like, with this glove gate thing, this is like a whole nother level. They keep bringing it up, they won't let it die. And so now, like I said, they're losing their grip. You just said you talked to Deontay. So for people to not say, well, what did Deontay say? He had to say something, because this whole cheating glove gate, this ain't come from no sports network. It ain't come from Deontay Wilder. It came from you guys. And even if you said something to Deontay, I believe Deontay probably didn't say nothing more than, man, you know what? None of that shit don't matter. What matters, we got the third fight. I'm going to get his ass there. Because if Deontay said anything to okay this shit, there's no way in hell you're going to tell us what Marcellus Wilder said or anybody else said. But when if Deontay Wilder himself said it, and for some reason we're just going to keep that information to ourselves, nah, I'm not buying that. Anyway, you know, this is not about hatred towards any of these guys. I don't know anybody like that. Any of these guys, I don't know any of them. You know, I respect the way Kurt DeVille analyzed videos. I respect the way Boxing Wave analyzed videos. Showbiz the Adult, Bruce Vane, IBFP. I respect a lot of the shit that that Dante's Boxing Nation say. You know, 7-8 Sports, Blue Blood, all of these guys. Let me explain something to y'all, man. What I don't fuck with is biased bullshit. And I don't fuck with somebody trying to tell me something as if I'm fucking stupid, like, or I don't know any better, so I just have to take what you say and believe it. It's easy to say somebody's fucking lying, okay? It's easy to say somebody don't know what they're talking about. But what about you when you speak and you make the same claims without having, like him saying this guy doesn't reach out, he didn't reach out and talk to Deontay. Did you reach out and talk to Tyson Fury? Did you reach out and talk to anybody that you don't care about, that there was claims made about them, whether it was drug use or whatever? No. So you can't say one person is not doing something, because then you guys are doing the same thing. But at the same time, sheep will follow. All I'm saying is, if you say something and then you don't come through with it, and you keep pushing it, then you know what? It's best to not even talk about it. Just drop it. But then if that happens, you're worried about losing face with the people that you've already fooled. So if you're going to say Deontay Wilder, you know, he's fine. He's in good spirits and all. You don't know what that man is actually feeling. There's times I do fucking videos, man, I might have just, you know, been through some shit. You don't know that. I've seen people sit and smile and seem like they're in the best mood, and they get behind closed doors, or you get them one-on-one, and it's like they're going through so much. So, you know, I seen Deontay Wilder shooting the gun. I saw Deontay. I remember somebody made a comment, the video's probably old. Like, no, that show I watched, I know that wasn't an old video. Deontay Wilder, that was a new video. That's my point. We seen the Juneteenth video, that video, the scuba diving or whatever, the jets, whatever the hell he was, all that, the swimming shit, the you know, the motorcycle thing. We seen all of that. This is my point, and I'm like, Deontay Wilder's chilling. This dude, like I said, you guys make him sound like he's laying up in some body cast, but then they flip it and say other people is making it sound like. What do you mean, other people? How is it other people? Other people are saying, where's your proof that he has? You're telling us he got a fucking dick put in his head. You're telling us that the guy got hematomas on his fucking head, his neck. You guys are sitting there talking about what his brother said and what this one said, and yet other people are making it sound. No, you motherfuckers are making it sound like that. And that's the whole point. What we've been saying is, like, you guys keep saying all this shit. But then you turn the fuck around and flip it and say, oh, people are misconstruing what Deontay's saying. No, motherfucker. You guys are doing that bullshit. You're flipping shit and misconstruing shit, and you're giving us false information because you can't prove nothing you're saying. So to say that this guy has no proof of what Deontay's going through or how he feels, okay. But you had a guy sit up there, and it's on Kurt DeVille's page, sit there, his ex-sparring partner, whatever, and say how this guy was taking this and that, and I know why, you know, he was depressed and all. Where's your proof? And y'all sitting up here, well, that was on Dante's page, but Kurt DeVille was watching the video. Okay, Counterpunch Boxing. He was watching the video, and he was, you know, giving you his breakdown and counterpunching what, you know, in between pausing like I do. Pause and speak. You know, what he feels. And they're sitting there making fun, laughing and joking and talking trash and whatever. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, this is not about defending Tyson Fury. Like I said, I don't know any of these people. I don't nut hug nobody. I'm not a fucking fan. I don't walk around with people with pictures on my fucking shirt. I'm not a fan. I'm not jumping up or I'm depressed when a fight don't happen, or this guy lost, I'm up. Nah, I don't feel nothing. Hey, you got your ass whooped, man. Better luck next time, homie. Simple. I don't do the fanboy shit for nobody. At the end of the day, all of this talk about what this guy said and what this one did and what should be this and that, it doesn't change the facts. So if we're going to sit and talk about reality, we have to, reality, okay? You have to look at what's in front of you. You can't sit back and then start assuming shit and pulling things in without proof. And the more it looks like you're full of shit, the more you keep adding things to you know, try to convince people to believe what you're saying. That's all I was saying. That's all most of us were saying. But that's all I was saying from day one. Is where is this proof? Okay, you said you was going to present proof and you never did. The people on your channels don't hold you accountable for what you say. So you guys say whatever, you get away with it because you keep making these videos. And they keep watching and following and telling you you're doing a great job because you're giving them news that you have no proof of. So if Deontay Wilder is telling me, yo, I agree with you, man, these motherfuckers cheated. He cheated, he's a dirty fighter, I'm gonna get him up out the sport. And I'm reporting, then that's what I would be saying. If he asked me to not say anything about it, then I'm not gonna be no little snitch bitch and be like, yeah, man, you know, talk sideways. No. And you wanna know what? For the most part, these channels are not repeating anything that Deontay Wilder said. All they're saying is, like to say he's in good spirits, he's focused, he's feeling good, he's changing some things, but at the same time, that has nothing to do with what your accusations was about, and that's what I was after. And y'all let them right off the hook with that, but it's like, no, where's this proof? We're still waiting for this doctor to talk. This nameless fucking doctor, we're still waiting for this, this farmer, oh, he was paid off, oh, then he was threatened. Where y'all get y'all information from? Like I said, did y'all reach out and talk to this fucking farmer? No. Did you reach out and talk to Tyson Fury? No. You're just making accusations. And you know what's funny? It's not even funny. It's just what I noticed. It's like this whole thing, everything they say is like a hatred towards British fighters. I don't give a fuck the black ones or the white ones. It's like a hatred towards British fighters. It's like, look, when Deontay got his ass beat, all we heard was excuses. When AJ got beat, all of us, including people or even the AJ haters, said something wasn't right with AJ though. Okay, but did you hear excuses come from AJ? No. I don't care. They're saying that people made excuses for AJ, and I don't care what other people said. What did AJ say? You understand what I'm saying? When Deontay got beat, AJ didn't make fun of him. When Dillian Whyte got beat, AJ didn't make fun of him. Other fighters love to chime in and talk trash and try to, get themselves out there, get their face seen whenever somebody has a downfall. But it's like every time something happens to a British fighter, they're like, because like they'll give Caleb, what's his name, Caleb Plant or whatever, they'll give certain fighters that's not black or from America, put it like that, they might give them credit is for being a good fighter, or certain Latino fighters or whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? But they don't give British fighters any credit. They're always trying to make this whole, like, I hate AJ, I hate Dillian Whyte, I hate the British. It's just there. It's in the air, man. You see it, you feel it. It's there. They have something against British fighters. You know what I'm saying? I told you, you know, in some videos ago that I seen like people was putting up the greatest middleweights of all time. There was no Nigel Benn, no Chris Eubanks. And I don't even care about all that, you know, bragging rights, and I'm not going to sit arguing with people about who I think was what. We can have a discussion, and that's as far as it goes. You know what I mean? And I can fight my motherfuckers. I fight my ass off. So I ain't worried about none of this bullshit about, you know, trying to prove a point, arguing the fuck I'm arguing with some grown-ass men for. What I'm, you know, when I look at what's being said, I'm telling you plain and simple. Even like my man, like, you know, I don't know him either, but I like his channel, Sporting Icons. Even Sporting Icons, he'll tell you, yeah, I'm biased towards British fighters. But at the same time, one thing I will say about Sporting Icons, he gives fighters their just due. Okay? He will give the fighters their just due. Okay? Now, if an American fights a Brit, yeah, more than likely, Sporting Icons is going to feel like, okay, I'm going with my countrymen. Ain't that what the fuck everybody really, well, most people do? Ain't that what most people do anyway? So what is he doing that's so different from anybody else in that sense? So what I'm looking at is like when I hear these guys, it's different. It's a difference to be biased than to make up lies and twist the truth and try to add stuff that's not even that. That's two different things. So I'm not even, you know, if you're biased, it's like you can root for the shittiest football team in the NFL. The motherfuckers get in there season 4 and 12, and you got motherfuckers like, we gonna do it next year. I'm like, what the hell did you see this season to make you think y'all ain't got a chance next year? Because we got this guy, that guy, oh yeah, and this was such and such, and next year come, they do the same or worse. Or bottom line, they suck. A whole decade go by, we gonna do it next year. Every year the same thing. Just like when the team win that you don't want to see win. What do y'all say? They ain't gonna win it next year. God damn, man, they just won. Let them celebrate and have their fun. Stop being a hater. Simple. But at the same time, it's like I said, it's different to be biased versus making up. If your bias make you make up lies and twist things around, you know, that's a whole different level, man. That's a whole different level. Every channel, somebody has a favorite fighter or favorite fighters, or, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I don't really, there's fighters I like more than others. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a fan of nobody's, man. I'm not one of them, oh, I'm a fan. No, not in music, not in movies, not in nothing. People are people. If a celebrity die, okay, his life is not worth any more than Mike the Milkman. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, because you're popular, that don't mean that your life was more valuable. Yeah, I mean, you made movies or did music or whatever it is, you played sports or whatever. That same way, that man that's working for you know, Amazon or working at Best Buy or whatever, that same person, same way, they got mouths to feed, their fathers, their mothers, they're human beings, man. Your life, I don't give a shit more about your life than I do them. We're all human beings, man. So I see things, I am different. I know I'm different. And this is not putting myself on a pedestal or knocking nobody else down. It's just, I am different. I'm not a part of, oh, well, we got to give the politically correct answers, or what everybody else is saying this, so I'm going to say that too. I'm going to go along with the bullshit because everybody else is. No, that's not how I operate. So at the end of the day, what it comes down to is, if you're not going to call things down the middle and you're going to be biased, you have no right to, first off, feel any kind of way because somebody don't agree with your nonsense. And that's all it really comes down to. So when we're talking about fighters, we're talking about legacies and all that. Anybody can sit here and say, look, some of the guys that I like the most as fighters, just because I like their styles and what they do, I can't sit here and say, oh, they could be anybody. You know why I can't say that? Because they have losses. They have lost fights, the guys that they were supposed to win against. Don't mean that they're not great, solid fighters, but you know what? Everybody has their nights where, hey, I wasn't as impressive tonight as I should have been, or things just happen. So it's not like I can put a team of fighters together and say, oh, I like all these fighters. I like all these, you know what I'm saying? These fighters are all better than, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not even putting that much brain power into this shit because I don't care about it that much to be sitting here like I'm fucking 12 years old arguing about who could beat who, man. And it's so funny, man, because it's just like that in life. To this very day, you got people still talking about Big Daddy Kane versus Rakim. Man, these dudes are like 50-something years old. Who the fuck cares if they battle or not? That shit should have happened 30 fucking years ago, right? They're still talking about Big Daddy Kane and Rakim battling. Yo, this for the culture. Yo, we need that. Why? Why? Why do we need? What's going to happen? Come on, man. It's just life, man. I have fun doing these videos. I'm having a great time. Don't ever get my energy and my, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't ever get my vibe wrong, man. That wasn't the word I was looking for, though. My intensity. Don't ever get me wrong at that. I'm never angry or upset about any of this, man. I'm just me. We're having conversation. That's all this is. I never, ever, ever, ever take any of this stuff personal, man. At the end of the day, I enjoy what I'm doing, and I appreciate the subscribers. I like kicking it, interacting with y'all, and I think a lot of times too, even when you type in, people probably take what you're saying like you're getting at them, and it's like, no, we're just talking. I have no reason to get upset with nobody because of what they're saying. But my thing is, when you explain yourself, make sense. You know, when you just make claims, and it's like, you know, where I live, there's fucking bears out here, right? So when I see garbage cans knocked over all around the neighborhood, pretty much, yep, it was the bear. Now you go 4 or 5 towns over where the bears are not at, and you see garbage cans knocked over, I could assume, oh shit, the bears did that. Nope. No. The garbage men just leave them down in certain places. That's all. But I could assume and make a big ass story about it, right? Simple analogies, because like I said, people don't seem to get simple shit that you say. And all I'm giving you is, you know, logical explanations, man. We don't have the answers for everything. When you don't know, it's like the math problems, right? And the answer is not enough information. That's what happens a whole lot of times. And instead of us taking heed to that, realizing we don't know the answer to this and that, why this happened, this is why you got to be specific, man. I respect those who can be honest and not sit here and be biased and just make up lies, man. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on this video. I will catch y'all on the next.